I'd like to show you a PowerShell tip, and this tip is sometimes you just want to know if a command completed successfully or not. So let's take a command such as get smb share followed with the name of the share, like a hidden share called admin $. If we run that, we get the output and information about the command. It ran successfully. If we misspelled something or the share didn't exist and we run the command, we get an error message on the screen. So at times maybe you just want to know, did it run or did it fail? So a way to do that is with an if statement. So I'm going to first start off with clear host. That normally makes the output look better down here at the bottom, because then it takes away command prompts and only shows you the output of commands. So did this command run correctly? It did. Let's just see if we can get a yes or no to the screen. So I'm going to use a if statement and put this command within parentheses. Whenever you have a PowerShell commandlet that runs and you're wanting to get a true or false statement out of it, if it runs correctly, it executes a true and then the output. If it runs incorrectly, it only hides the false and just dumps a bunch of error messages to the screen. So if you add a switch for error action and set it to silently continue, if there is an error, it either reports a failure, a false statement, or if it run correctly, a true statement in the output. So an if always works on true and false. If this runs correctly, it gets out true. If it fails, it displays error to the screen, and if can't handle that. But if you put error action silently continue, the error doesn't show up on the screen. It just reports false. I didn't run correctly. So I'm going to open up a curly bracket. Open a curly bracket there, and then I'm going to write host. This right here, if get SMB share ran correctly, then it's going to run this write host, and I'll just put yes. Else, if it happened to fail, it would run the part inside the else curly brackets. So in this case, I'm going to print no, and then my curly bracket. Now if I run, it says yes, it ran correctly. But if I make a mistake, or the share doesn't exist, instead of getting an error message to the screen, I'll get a no. So that's a quick way to test and did a command work correct or not. Maybe you need to write this out to a log file or something. Lots of different stuff you can do with this information. But if I take out this error action, look at what happens when it runs with a invalid command. It does say no, but it sometimes not always says no, but it does display error messages and stuff to the screen. So that's more than what we really wanted to see. We just wanted to see yes or no. So adding that error action back in only gets us the correct output. So we get no, it didn't work. So that's a tip. It might help you with PowerShell 2. And using some commandlets, there's several different ways to do the PowerShell 2 and to get a yes or no answer out of it, or the server is up or server is down, we're pinging an IP address. So hopefully this is a good tip for you, and maybe you can figure out PowerShell 2.